Thank you, Commissioner Brockington. I'd like to call to order, although am I able to do so? We're about 4 minutes early. Well, let's do it. I'll call to order the Public Affairs meeting for July 8th, 2026. Uh, Let us go to at 7:56, I should say. All right, let's start off with the property maintenance report. Commissioners, I just sent this out to you. You should have received an email with it. Mr. Brown, good evening.
Good evening, everybody. Can you guys hear me?
Oh, there he is.
Awesome. So it's not, I don't have, got a few highlights on my report, but we're just kind of plugging away. June is, full of pool season, working with Parks and Rec, camp season, different things like that. So I will say one of the things that I wanted to highlight is that we were able to finalize with Manager Elliott, we're able to finalize the Alkins Park roof contract. So it looks like the projected start date is either the 16th, Monday the 16th, or Tuesday the 17th. We're projecting for the 17th. We were supposed to start at the beginning of this week, but with all the rain, I kind of pushed the date back. So we are highly anticipating the start date of that project. And just continuing to plug away, just working at it.
Commissioners, any questions for Mr. Brown? Uh, Commissioner Jeremy Walls.
Hi, Mr. Brown. Just a quick question about the Elkins Park Library roof. The original start date was, a couple of weeks ago, and it got pushed back for a number of reasons, not one of which was that the materials that they'd ordered had not come in time. So I just wanted to know if you have any assurance that that will actually come in and we'll be able to start. I'm actually really happy that they didn't start in the last week for two reasons. One is certainly the heat and the weather, but the second is that the Elkins Park Library air conditioning is broken. They were closed on Friday because the HVAC folks couldn't get out there on time. I think it's been fixed and it's been open the past couple of days. I haven't heard differently, but I know that there's a lot going on there. And so I just like any assurance that we can get that this is going to happen and that they're going to get their materials on time.
So yes, and it's a lot of behind the scenes moving parts, right? We've had a few meetings with the library board, with, Mary Kay, a couple of library staff members to make sure that we're doing everything on our end as the township to kind of assist as much as possible. And yeah, I think I've been talking with the project manager, several times, almost daily now. I've even talked to the vice president of the company, just to make sure that we are doing as much as we can to get this project underway because it's a library and it's the last thing we need in the library is water, when our number one product is paper. So they understand that, they know that we are trying to do everything that we can, they're trying to do everything that they can. And now that everything is finalized, everything signed, the order has been placed a while ago, so we should, fingers crossed, if everything goes well, barring weather, we should start this coming Tuesday. The company has assured us that they are the materials should be received and should be coming in any day now. And as soon as they come in, they'll bring them on site, which we'll be able to see them. Makes us feel a little better because we're starting to receive materials on site. So
So hopefully that happens and we can toast in person on Wednesday that it got started. I will cross my fingers. And in the meantime, I really appreciate your due diligence on all of this.
thank you very much.
All right. Thank you so much. Any other commissioners with any other questions? Commissioner Stein.
Yeah, sorry, I lowered my hand too soon. I was just curious if there were any, issues related to the extreme weather. So I think it just came up that Elkins Park Library was having some HVAC problems. I'm just wondering about the heat and then also the torrential rain that we've had a couple times.
So yes, we've had some issues. Nothing that hasn't been addressed by the maintenance department. So we've had some water infiltration in different buildings. I think our biggest concern, and this is a huge round of applause for Sam, Stormwater, Public Works, for the assistance with the finding the stormwater drain over at Conklin Pool, because that was a major concern of ours, especially all of the issues that we had last season. So with the heavy amounts of rain, we've been watching that pool like a hawk, and we haven't had any issues with it. And so that's a good thing. But like I said, we have had stormwater infiltration, nothing major, nothing out of the ordinary, just just normal, like everybody else. A ton of rain in short periods of time. We'll have some issues, but everything has been addressed.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Brown. I appreciate it. If there are no other questions, we'll go to the report for Parks and Rec. Good evening, Mr. Salvatore. Anything you want to
Good
highlight?
evening. No highlights. Just any questions on the report?
Commissioner Jeremy Walls.
Not a question on the report, just an opportunity to follow up on, I guess I could save this for new business, old business, but I'm going to ask now. We've had a lot of back and forth lately about the pools. So if you could give us an update on our membership numbers for this year and how things are going with the pools, that would be great. I also wanted to take a minute to call everyone's attention to some concerns that have been posted on our social media platforms or our Cheltenham Township residents platforms over full membership versus day passes, which we are not offering this year. I think you have wonderfully satisfied many of the concerns with your responses to my questions, but I just thought take an opportunity to bring everyone up to speed and any of the commissioners who haven't been following that on social media.
Sure. So let me just preface this by saying no good deed goes unpunished. We constantly hear in this township about money, taxes, all that stuff. When I talked to Commissioner Rappaport back in September after debriefing with staff, and I talked to the township manager, Miss Elliott, and we made the decision to move away from daily passes to mid-season memberships as an alternative solution, it's because more than 50% of daily pass members were spending more money than they needed to. More importantly to me, and this is just something that came out accidentally, there were several seniors who are paying for daily memberships and probably paying double what they should have paid for a senior membership. It was an effort to better the pool system as far as saving people money, the majority of people, right? I know there's going to be, 10, 20, 30 people who come to the pool twice. I get that. Additionally, in talking with staff, it's an administrative nightmare dealing with daily passes, especially on hot days when people want to bring in guests on the daily pass. You could see anywhere between 4 and 8 people trying to get into the pool. And we've had situations where we've had to have the police on site. We've had situations where there's been non-residents paying residents to bring them in as guests. And we just needed to figure out a way to protect our staff and to protect patrons. And that's kind of where we landed. And as I said in the email, and I think you probably reiterated on the Facebook post, we reevaluate every year. I mean, this is not anything that we need to set in stone, but at this point in time, I stand by it. We've sold 176 mid-season memberships before we're at the mid-season point. So it feels to me like it's working. And I give Ms. Walter a ton of credit because we did a little bit of math on Monday. If you were a family of 3 and you had a daily pass and you came on the 4th of July, it would have cost you $85. So just extrapolate that out for any given weekend and multiply it by 3, you're already over $300. It would be a family pass. So happy to answer any more questions. I provided as much data as I can at this point. The pool membership has grown every year since we have data for it, which is 23, and it's not going to decrease. It's just not going to happen. And it's things we need to think about. How do we manage capacity? How do we manage non-residents who are trying to cheat their way in? right? All these different things. And I hate to talk that way. But it's the reality. And the way I see it, at least from my perspective, my job is to think about 38,000 residents and what's best for the whole and not what's best for a handful of people. And that's kind of where it came from.
For me, Bill, the lesson learned in this is being responsive to community concerns. And so I think that, you are always accessible. Many people said that on the forum. And I think that like giving people a space to express their concerns and then coming back with data and sharing the key points and the reasons was a really powerful opportunity for us. And so I hope that we can continue to do that moving forward. And again, thank you for your responsiveness.
Yeah, I would like to add one more thing, just so we're all clear here. This went live January 2nd, full memberships. I received a grand total of 6 emails since January 2nd with concerns about this. And all 6 members that I spoke to, exactly what you said, Commissioner, they accepted the response as valid. The one individual I talked to at the Linwood Hall event, she said she'd be happy to get a family membership. She understands. So I just encourage anyone who's listening, the few residents that are here or whoever watches the video, reach out to Parks and Rec. We are not hiding from anybody, right? And I'm happy to talk to anybody at any time, anywhere. You'll find me on site 7 days a week. So just shoot me an email, call me, grab me at the pool, whatever. We're here for it.
I think your explanation makes a whole lot of sense, and I appreciate the diligence you put into to working with Commissioner Rappaport and staff to to come up with this idea, and so I appreciate all of that, and it's clear that you have the best interests of the community and the township in mind. So I don't think any of us are questioning that. So I appreciate that. Anyone else have any questions of Mr. Salvatore or the community? I was just doing the numbers, counting all the attendees of the special events. I think we got like 1,400 plus. I think you're cutting yourself shy there, Bill. I think the attendees of your special events in June was higher than that, but nonetheless, you had such a busy month. 2 flag raisings, 2 ribbon cuttings, multiple like two concerts, the Linwood Hall. So really an amazing kickoff to summer. So hopefully, I know you're not getting a break, much of a break, but well done last month.
Thank you.
Commissioner Stein.
I know it's July, so technically it's not part of this report, but I just wanted to say how much I appreciated it and how I heard from residents that they appreciated the declaration reading at Wall House on July 3rd. It was really a great event. It was exactly what it was advertised as. We were there to read the declaration, sign the declaration, and it was all done in the shade, and the heat was bearable. And thank you to everyone who helped facilitate that, and George Washington.
Martha, don't forget about Martha.
And Martha.
Yeah, too.
All right. Okay, let's move on to public information. Good evening, Ms. Walter. How are you?
Good evening. I'm well. How are you?
Great. Thanks for joining us.
Apologies for my camera's quality this evening. The 2 things that I wanted to highlight are just that I am currently this week in an active shooter incident management training in the capacity of public information officer that was organized by Lower Merion Township Police Department in this case. And I believe it moves around the region as it does around the country. There are three I guess current enrollments around the country, and they can show us metrics of how scenes are going, like the situations that we practice in other parts of the country. But it's been very valuable. I feel that I have improved in the situations even since yesterday, so appreciated that, and it was offered for free through our friends over at Lower Merion, so that was a great opportunity. And I would encourage it for our police department members at some point, if ever offered again. My second highlight is that it's actually a highlight from Mr. Rubin, but it lends itself to public information. So Two new GIS features have been added to the website. One is a community map. It is multi-layered, so it gives you the very external overview. We have the voting wards, and as you get towards it, there's street and property data, and you can find your property and find your commissioner, find your trash route, see nearby public facilities. There's a wealth of information on there that Mr. Rubin worked really hard on, and that can be found under services and geographic information systems, as well as under community maps. And then he has also added land development platforms. So the documents for some of our ongoing land developments, whether they are still in the proposed stage, they're in the construction stage, or they're post-construction, that is all available now on our proposed developments pages, which is under building, zoning, and codes. And that is actively being updated by Mr. Rubin and Emma Nickerson. But you'll be able to see the project documents, and Mike is here if you have any further questions on those. But I did want to highlight them because they are some really great new features.
Thank you. Commissioners have any questions of Ms. Walter or Mr. Rubin? Commissioner Lewis.
It's not a question. It's it's an acknowledgement of this extraordinary document that was mailed to everyone's home. Can you see that?
It's a little
It's the
blurry, but
Cheltenham
that's
Township
okay. We
calendar with
understand
the
what it
new
is.
branding.
Yeah.
Absolutely phenomenal. Great work, Lauren. Appreciate all that you do in the spirit in which you do it. So thank you.
Thank you.
I let out a little cheer yesterday when it came in the mail. So, so nice job. Very nice job. Any residents have any questions? All right. Well, thank you, all three of you so much. I'd like to make a motion to accept the reports from property maintenance, parks and rec, and public information. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, let's move on to number two, the receipt of the committee meeting minutes. We received the historical commission minutes, as well as I think we just got the economic development task force meeting minutes. Any questions, any concerns by commissioners? Any questions, concerns by residents? All right, then I'll make a motion that we accept the historical commission and the economic development task force meeting minutes. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Number three, make a motion for the receipt of staff meeting minutes. Anyone have any questions or comments? All right, I make that motion. All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Aye. All right, number four, anyone with old business? Anyone with new business? All right, any announcements that we should be mindful of? Commissioner Stein.
I was going to say Lamont Community Day, which will be July 25th from 12 to 4. And I believe that that's at the Lamont Firehouse. And I think some of us might be in a dunk tank. So if
I have not been asked. Have you been asked?
I think so. I think an email went out.
Oh, did I miss that one?
I'm not all at the same time.
I'm going first or second.
No.
All right. It gets pretty bad as the day goes on. Yep. Thank you, Commissioner Stein. Yeah, I think it is the 25th. Anyone any other announcements? I think we have a concert this at High School Park on this Sunday evening, correct?
Yeah, Sunday, concerts at 5, beer garden, and foods at 4. Pizza Startup is the vendor this week.
And also before our next public affairs, there'll be a concert at Curtis as well on the 26th at 5.
Jeez. All right. Lots going on. All right. Then open this up to citizens forum. Anyone have any comments or questions? I'll give you 3 minutes if you do. All right. Well, it looks like we got a quiet bunch. So I am going to make a motion for adjournment. All those in favor, say aye.
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 Aye.